two options you can be able to save up for your child's education plan. So I'm going to talk about two solutions. Na msisahau zote zinakuja na benefits zake. It just depends on what you're really focusing on and what is your end goal. Okay? So the first option that we have is basically you can open up an Imarika plan, and I've mentioned this before. If you go to my YouTube channel, you will get to learn more about the Imarika plan that I'm talking about. So for Imarika plan, this one I would advise to those people who have very young kids, maybe ndio wamezaliwa ama at least 1 year or 2. That is the plan I would recommend. But for anyone else, I would also recommend a Bond Plus. Bond Plus I would recommend ule mtoto mwenye sahi already labda ni mkubwa ako shule, so you're looking at maybe withdrawing the money every 3 months. So unaweka pesa hapo, compound interest inafanya kazi yake, and then 3 months by the time unafunga shule umekuwa ushaweka pesa ya the next term. Okay, so that is also a plan you can be able to take up. But this is all between the Imarika and the Bond Plus. That is one way you can be able to do that. Then the second option is basically you take an education policy from an insurance plan. Now, for an education policy, please note, an education policy is not an investment. It is more of a risk management plan. So depending on how old your child is determines on which plan you can actually take. Because if the child is a bit younger, you have a bit of opportunities, and you can always choose from a variety of options. Lakini kama mtoto wako asha grow up kidogo, then you are a bit limited on the options that you can be able to take. So basically, an education policy from an insurance company tends to take care of risk. And what do I mean by risk? This means that you save up money for a duration of time, and normally we take the age of the child minus 19 years just to make sure high school na kijoin campus it's all catered for, because hapo ndio pia fee inakuwa much more than when the child is a bit younger, or basically from grade 9 and when they're joining campus. So an education policy also helps you cater for that expense when that time comes. So mostly it's a bit of more long term. Si pesa una access sai, just to note. Then when I'm talking about risk, it means in case you either pass on or you get a disability. And disability, it can either be a permanent disability or a temporal disability, ama upate a critical illness. You're just taking care of the unforeseen eventualities. That's why you take up an education policy with an insurance company, so that in case you're not there, or if you get sick at a point that you can no longer work, you're going to receive some money to cater for your expenses in the hospital, and still your child will go to school. Okay? And then, of course, ukichukua education policy ndani ya more than 10 years, you are tax exempted. Mnafai mkitake advantage of these plans. So by the time you are even getting kids, or you're planning to have kids, you should start planning from then, so that you also take advantage of time. Mi nawaambia na nitarudia, for your money to make sense, time is very important. Time, please concentrate on time and then plan accordingly. So depending on where you're at and how old your kids are, then we can be able to advise on which plan works better for your kids. So if you're also interested on the same, kindly reach out. We can be able to discuss more. I can be able to know where you're at. Do you already have a plan or not? Where do we need to start? Then I can be able to customize a plan for you that is going to suit you better for your family. Because at the end of the day, tukichukua tu plan na haisaidii familia yako, ama haita achieve kenye unataka kufanya. Does it make sense? At the end of the day, it has to align to what you need, not that. Usiwahi chukua plan just because that is what is affordable or that is what is available, ama ndio unaambiwa uchukue. It has to align with what can help your family. Okay? So please, anzeni kupanga masomo ya watoto wenyu sai, because they need it. They need to have that skill. They need to learn so that it can help them generate income for themselves. Wewe utengeneze pesa yako ikue yako ya retirement and everything else, but with the knowledge that they also have, they can be able to generate income for themselves and they don't have to rely on you 100. Parents are parents, I do understand that, but hiyo kusaidia, the fact that mtu anakuwa responsible, anajua kumanage pesa, anajua kujitafutia, it's very important. Because at the end of the day, tusidanganyane, we will not be here forever. So you better plan. No, usiachie watu burdens. So anyway, wacha tusiingie sana, but basically those are the areas you can also focus on. I hope you have learned and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.